Hi, if you don't know me, my name is Quisha. If you want to get to know me, please hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. And we can chop it up. What's up, guys? Um, I am here today on my channel to do a To Be Honest challenge from Necie World. How are you, Necie? Um, I want to be honest about a few things. I want to be honest that I am a genuine person. I love too hard. And I accept anybody in my life without knowing what kind of person they are. I want to do, to be honest, I had triplets and they passed away. They all lived the hour and they passed away. So I have 7 kids in all, but I only have 6 with me. My 7th pregnancy, my triplet was my 8th pregnancy. But you know, they say if you carrying twins or triplets, that's still 1 pregnancy, but you have 2 or 3 kids. So that was considered as 8, to be honest. They lived an hour. It's still a sensitive subject for me. And it's still a sensitive subject, and I end up going to the doctor. That's how I found out. I end up going to the doctor. That's how I found out. Okay. That's how I found out. I was hurting, woke up and I was hurting one morning, and like I was hurting like super bad. So I was like, man, what's wrong with me? But me not thinking that I missed my cycle, I end up going to the bathroom. I still was hurting bad. I was like, okay, if the pain don't stop, I'm gonna go that night, you know. So I end up going that night. And when I got, you know, I waited in the emergency room, and they called me to the back. They checked my vital signs, and I was like, you know, my blood pressure is a little high. So they was like, okay, we finna get blood work from you. And they got blood work from me. And they said, we finna run tests, we finna do your pap smear or whatever. So once they did the pap smear, and they did the blood work and everything, you know, you had to sit in the room, wait on the results, and, you know, the doctor to come in and all that other stuff. So the doctor came in, and he was like, you pregnant, we gonna have to do a sono on you to see, you know, where you at or whatever. So the sonogram lady came and got me, and I went upstairs to the sono room. And once I went to the sono room, you know, you get on the bed or whatever, they, you know, lights turned off, sonos machine on, the lady right there. And she put the thing on my stomach, and she was just going around, and she was just taking forever. I was like, dang, I ain't never remember a sonogram being so long. So it was like, oh, like at least about 15, 20 minutes. She was just strolling around, one talking or nothing. She strolling around on my stomach. And I was like, what's going on? You know, she was like, well, I'm just trying to see how many babies you have. I was like, what? What you mean by that? She talking about babies. I see 5 babies. I was like, really? She said, yes, I see 5 babies. I said, 5 babies? What you mean 5 babies? So I'm thinking she's being funny. So I laughed. And then she was like, it's 5 babies in your belly, ma'am. You know, I'm not, lying to you. So I was like, are you serious? Can you turn the the machine around. And she turned it around. She's like, see? She started pointing them out. So she started checking. She said, well, I think it's 4. Then she checked again. She said, no, it's 3. It was 5 in there, but the 2 eggs didn't hatch. I was like, oh my God, really? Are you serious? So she ended up, like, it needed proof to something. She called, it was probably like about 10, I don't know, it was doctors and sono people, you know, nurses coming in there. It was like about 10 or 12. And they was like, ma'am, you got a lot of babies. Did you get vitro? Or did you get, you know, they were just saying all the things that you get when you having triplets or quads or whatever, you know. And so I was like, no, it was natural. Like, I don't have no money for no vitro and all that other kind of stuff that y'all talking about. I don't have no money for that. It was natural. They said, natural? I was like, yes, it was natural. And so once I told them it was natural, they was like, wow, really? You know, they was just kind of surprised or whatever. So I end up leaving out, you know, after they got done, asked me questions and all that stuff. I leave down, they give me my discharge papers or whatever, and had me to follow up with an OB, you know, at their clinic. So I followed up with an OB. Like, I had to go to the OB maybe once a week. Like, it wasn't no normal pregnancy where you go once a month. Like, I had to go once a week to get my baby checked out. My baby's checked out, so I kept going. Then the last time before I had turned it 6 months, the lady said I could not, I was on bed, completely bed rest. So only thing I can get up and do is take a shower, and I couldn't get up and cook or nothing. Just I can take sit in the tub and go back to the bed. Everybody else had to bring me stuff, right? And so I was like 6.5 months. I mean, you know, being that I had so many of them, it was gonna take a while for them to develop. So I was asleep, and my water bag broke. But when I found out, once I got to the hospital, went to the emergency room, when my water bag had broke, because it was like non-stop, one stop, I had to put a big bath towel in between my legs. When I got there, they was like, just the boy broke his bag. And, you know, the girls was being identical, and the boy was fraternal. The hospital ended up giving me something to make me have them. And I just lost all of them. They lived an hour. I have pictures and everything. And if y'all want to see, just let me know if y'all want to see. To have them. But the nurse was like, in my ear, which I didn't have nobody up there with me. I had passed out. I had lost so much blood. I had passed out once the babies came out. And they had to put a blood thing on me. What's that called? Blood transfusion on me. So when I woke up and the doctor was sitting there, she was like, oh, you scared me for a minute. You know, we had to do a blood transfusion, you know, because they had made me push them out natural, being there was so many of them. But actually, the nurse really whispered in my ear and told me to go to another hospital that specialized in that. But I didn't listen to her. She told me to go to another hospital that specialized in that want the right hospital. It was a Caucasian nurse. She was like, no, I want you to go to another hospital. I didn't have nobody to call to come get me to take me to the hospital. But that's to be honest. And once I woke up and I got out the hospital, you know, they had the social worker to come in there, you know, the chaplain and stuff to talk to me about my babies. They gave me little stuff and stuff like that. I went home, and I was having a problem with burying them. And I called a couple of churches. You go watch my last video. I talk about the church, how they did me about my kids. But it was just, it was super crazy. And I was hurt for a while. So that's to be honest. Then after that, like maybe like a year later, I ended up going to the doctor. They said I had cervical cancer. Oh my God. They said I had cervical cancer, and I caught it right on time. So they gave me some medicine to take to see was it clearing up, because I caught it right there on time. I took that medicine for like 2 weeks, and I ended up going back to get a pap smear. And thank God, I just thank God, like I really do thank God that I come back and they had cleared up. I said, thank you, God. Like, thank you, God. But I had kept that secret in so long. I didn't tell nobody, and I still haven't told nobody but y'all. I told my other cousins, but you know how family is. They really like don't. Some families, I ain't gonna say all families, but you know how some families is. They really don't care about what you going through in life. You know, they really don't care. They was like, "Oh, girl, I'm so sorry to hear that about it," and that be it. They're like, oh, okay, yeah. Oh, that's crazy. And that be it. They don't care. Well, my family don't either. I ain't gonna say about nobody else's family, but my family don't. But that's, to be honest, challenge that I did. I have numerous, multiple things that I could talk about, but it'll take a whole week to talk about it. So if y'all want me to show y'all the pictures of my children's and stuff like that, just leave a comment in below. But that's not it. I just have a long, bad story. But by the grace of God, he carried me and held me in the strength of his arms and carried me through life. Because life is real. And dealing with a lot of kids is real. And I love my kids dearly. And thank y'all for watching. And I'll be back with more videos. Thank y'all.